Welcome to Jesus Yoga. Today I will show you an introduction to Ashtanga Yoga, not the 8-limb path, but actually the Ashtanga Asana flow, yoga flow. And my yoga journey, I actually began Ashtanga Yoga 5.5 years ago with a video, actually a set of videos. And when somebody gave me those videos, I started them and I thought, oh man, yoga again, because I was just used to, we do just a little poses and it was not really challenging until I found Ashtanga Yoga. And after that workout, the first time, I almost died. It was the hardest thing that I have ever done. And I was a physical fitness instructor before. And I was sweating, I was out of breath, I didn't know how to start. So this way, I'm going to show you an easy introduction into the Ashtanga Yoga practice. And we're going to go step by step. Usually, during the Ashtanga Yoga practice, we hold poses for 5 deep breaths. And we're going to combine every movement with an inhale and an exhale. Now we're going to hold these poses a little bit longer because I want you to practice gaining stamina and strength. And also we're going to adjust the poses from an easier version to a more advanced version so you can progress. And maybe you have to pull back a little bit. That's okay because you can work yourself towards it. When I first finished the primary series in Ashtanga Yoga, it was the toughest thing ever. And I looked around the room and I thought, because later I got a teacher, and I thought, I'm done, I finished, I made it through. And everybody else looked like, okay. It was so tough for me to finish even the practice. And every time I finished it, I felt like victorious. I finished. So I want you to start with the Ashtanga Yoga journey, and I give you an easy flow and introduction to it. But if you really want to more deeply down into the Ashtanga Yoga practice, I recommend you to go to a local teacher and learn and maybe do a weekly session in a yoga class, or maybe every single day, however you want to do it, to make sure you're getting the right alignment and you're not practicing and getting into a bad habit of misaligning yourself, which is easily done. I don't have a teacher right now anymore, but I have somebody that looks over my practice and looks at the alignment and can tell me exactly, here you're a little crooked, here you're straight. This is really important. Now for this practice, I'll be showing you poses with a yoga block. You don't have to have one. I'm just showing you the adjustments, how you can practice with the yoga block if you really tighten the muscles, because you can do this practice no matter what kind of strength level you have or what kind of flexibility. And keep on practicing, you will get better. Let's start the practice. We're going to invoke the practice with the Jesus prayer. Usually the Ashtanga Yoga has a different kind of invocation, but this is Jesus Yoga and we invoke our practice with the Jesus prayer. So fold your hands in front of your heart. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Domine Jesu Christe, miserere me. 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 So let's come in front of our mat. Feet are together. Really roll your shoulders back. Stand up tall and straight. Making sure your feet are really grounded. Feel the floor underneath your feet. Start breathing deeply. Since we combine the breath and the movement, I'm going to practice this first with easy movements. So we're just going to start inhaling, raising our hands up, looking up, shoulder widths apart or together, and exhale, hands to your side. Again, inhale all the way up, either the hands together or shoulder width apart, and exhale down. Inhale, make it a flow up. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, hands all the way up, stretch all the way up, make yourself tall. Exhale, hands to your side. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Make sure your breath really flows all the way in and out. Again, inhale up. Exhale down, and now bow down. You can bend your knees while you come down into a forward fold, having your hands either on your chins, on the floor. You can take an extra breath here. Now bend your knees again, or you can straighten them all the way. See what's possible. Inhale, coming up, either with bent knees or straight. And exhale, hands to your side. Inhale all the way up. Bending your knees and coming into a forward fold. Either your hands on your chin or on the floor. Bend your knees again and rise up all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, lift your hands, stretch up tall. Exhale, bend your knees, come into a forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, rise up. Maybe you don't need to bend your knees anymore. Try it and swan dive down if you can. Otherwise, bend your knees while coming up and down again. Now rise up. Inhale. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, rising up, growing taller. Exhale, bend your knees while coming down or swan dive down. Make it your choice. Inhale, coming up all the way. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, rising up again. Make it a flow. Exhale, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, now straighten up your back, either hands on your chin or on the floor. Bow down again. And on the inhale, rise up all the way with bent knees or straight, your choice. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, dive down all the way into a forward fold. Inhale, lifting your back straight. Exhale, bowing down again. Inhale, rising all the way up to standing tall. Exhale, hands to your side. Again, inhale up. Exhale, swan dive forward. You can bend also your knees always. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, bowing down again. Inhale, all the way up, all the way tall. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, flowing forward. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, rise up with bent knees or straight, really stretching up. Exhale, standing up straight. Now we're going to go a little further. Inhale, moving up. Exhale again, bowing down into a forward fold. Inhale, straight back. Now on the exhale, you step back into a plank position. You can put down your knees and slowly come down. Keep your elbows in into a cobra, diving forward on the inhale. Exhale, moving through a dog to a downward facing dog. Here, You can always bend your knees further, but you should try to keep your back straight. So if you need to bend your knees a lot, that's okay. If your heels can touch the floor, that's good too. You can move a little forward and back again to really straighten your back. You can walk your dog, lifting your heels and getting a little stretch at the beginning for your calves. And then hold the position, breathing deeply. Inhale, now putting all the weight forward and stepping forward, lifting up your head. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, rising all the way up, growing tall again. Exhale, hands to your side. Again, inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, back straight, looking forward. Exhale, stepping back. Now put your knees down, come down, elbows by your side. Inhale into cobra, moving through hands to knees position into downward facing dog. And learn to rest here. This is the resting position. Really straightening up your arms and try to draw in your armpits like as if they have eyes and they want to look at each other. Your fingers should be spread wide apart. Now shift your weight all the way forward. Step forward. Back straight. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Growing tall, even taller. Exhale, hands to your side again. Catch your breath. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, straight back. Exhale. Now try to step back through a plank position, keeping your back straight. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. If you need to do the lighter version as we have done before, you always go into a cobra and through the knees back. That's a lighter version, a beginner's version of it. Otherwise, try to advance over time to step back into a plank. Now again, breathing deeply, drawing in your belly. Now shifting your weight forward, stepping forward, back straight. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, swan dive down, folding forward. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, step into a plank, coming down, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Make sure your hands are really spread wide. Check on them. The middle fingers should be facing forward. Rather bend your knees a little and keeping your back straight than the other way around. Deep breath, drawing in your belly, looking at the point of your navel. Looking forward and shifting all the way forward, stepping forward. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, rising all the way up. You can always bend your knees if you have to. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, moving forward. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, step back or hop back, which is the next version. Upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. Draw on your belly and catch your breath. The jumping is the more advanced version, and you have to work up to it to gain the strength. Always adjust to your level and what feels good to your body. Looking forward, shifting your weight forward. You can hop or step forward, back straight, bow down all the way. Now inhale, rising all the way up. Stretch up tall. Exhale, hands to your side. We're going to start with the second version of the sun salutations. First, bending your knees into a chair pose, really shifting your weight back onto your heels. Up with your arms, either shoulder width apart or together. See what feels better to you. Now dive forward with bent knees, folding forward, bending your knees again and rising up with bent knees into a chair pose, coming up all the way and hands to your side. Again, bending your knees, touching the floors while you do it. Coming through your knees, bending forward, forward fold. Bending your knees again, chair pose, rising up. Stay in that chair pose. And exhale, coming up all the way. Inhale, coming through a chair pose, really shifting your weight back. Exhale, bending your knees, forward fold. Inhale, bending your knees, rising up, really building your strength. And exhale, coming up all the way. Now we're going to move further. Catch your breath. Bend your knees, come into a chair pose, inhale. Exhale, diving forward, come into a forward fold. Inhale, straight back now, and now step back again through a plank position or put down your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra into a downward facing dog. From here, we step the right foot forward. Make sure that your hip is really facing forward. And then folding your hands in front of your heart and moving it up. If you can hold that pose with a stability, maybe even looking up. Warrior one is that. Now move down your hands, come through a plank again. Put down your knees or come down through a push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Now, left foot comes to the front to warrior one. Both hips are facing forward. Fold your hands in front of your heart, maybe lifting your hands. You can also have them shoulder width apart if your shoulders are too tight. Breathing deeply. And now moving forward again, stepping back, coming through a plank, putting down your knees or plank push-up, upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. And this is your resting pose. Make sure your hands are your fingers nicely spread apart. Your middle finger showing forward, you can always check. Your navel is drawn in. You're looking towards your navel and you breathe deeply. Shifting your weight forward, stepping forward, looking up, folding down again. Inhale, bending your knees into a chair pose. And exhale, coming up all the way. Again, we're going to go through a chair pose and do this more fluently. Inhale, coming up. Exhale through the bent knees, folding forward. Rising up, looking forward, stepping back through a plank position. Upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Now, right leg moves to the front. Make sure your hips are both facing to the front. And coming down. We only stay for a really short period of time here. Upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Left leg moves to the front. Warrior one. Coming down through a plank. Keeping your elbows right by your side to an upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Your resting position. Find your breath. Make sure your fingers are nicely spread apart. Drawing in your belly. Breathing deeply. Find the ease in the flow. Moving forward again, the weight, stepping forward, looking up. Exhale, bending all the way down. Inhale, come through chair pose, bending your knees, rising up. Exhale, standing up tall. Again, moving through the chair, up. Exhale, all the way down, folding forward. Looking up on the inhale. Stepping back through a plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Right leg to the front, move through the warrior just shortly. Exhale, step back through plank, push up into an upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Left side, left leg moves to the front through the warrior one. Down again. Through the plank, push up into upward facing dog to a downward facing dog and finding rest. Always flowing with the movement, the breath and the movement, and here you can catch your breath again. Finding the ease even in difficult situations. Now again, shifting your weight forward, folding forward, all the way down, coming through bent knees, through chair pose, rising up, and exhale, standing up all the way. Inhale, bend your knees, come up, flowing. Exhale, flowing forward. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, stepping back through plank, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg moves to the front. Warrior one, exhale, moving all the way back and through plank, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Left leg comes to the front, warrior one. Exhale, moving through, flowing through plank, through push up. Inhale, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. And always be willing to bend your knees and put down your knees and to do an easier version of the push-up, still keeping your elbows right by your side. Now shifting your weight forward again, looking forward, step up, straight back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, bending your knees, rising up, chair pose. Exhale, standing up straight. Again, bending your knees, chair pose. Exhale, diving forward into a forward fold. Straight back and stepping back through a plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Warrior one. With the right leg forward. Make sure your tailbone is tucked in, your belly's really tight. Through plank, through push up. Upward facing dog or cobra into a downward facing dog. Left leg to the front. Inhale, moving up. Exhale through a plank. Push up, elbows right by your side. To upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Again, catching your breath here. Calming your body and your mind. Adjust your hands, make sure your fingers are widespread apart. Breathing deeply. Looking forward again, shifting your weight forward and stepping up, looking forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, through bent knees, come up, chair pose. Exhale, standing up straight. Again, chair pose, coming up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, you can step or hop back, which is more difficult. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Step up with your right leg, warrior one. Coming down through a plank, through a push-up. Upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Left leg moves to the front, warrior one. Tucking your tailbone in, coming down, plank, push up and upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Breathing deeply, pulling in on your belly and finding rest. Now again, shift your weight forward, look forward towards your hands, hop or step up, straight back, fold all the way forward. Now bend your knees, rise up through chair pose, exhale, come up all the way. Again, through bent knees, come up, exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, straight back, looking forward. Exhale, hop or step back. Inhale, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Right leg to the front. Inhale, exhale, through plank, push up, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. Left leg to the front, warrior one. Deep inhale. Exhale, come through a plank, push up, elbows by your side. Inhale, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. And finding your rest. Finding peace in your mind and your body. Again, starting to shift your weight forward, look forward, hop or step up. Straight back, fold forward on the exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, come through the chair pose, rise up all the way. Exhale, stand up tall, hands to your side. Now we're going to move on. We are finished with the sun salutations. And we're going to move into Padangustasana. Feet hip width apart. Hands to your side and fold forward. Now keep your hands by your knees, thighs, maybe moving them down towards the chin wherever you can, or grabbing with your peace finger and with your thumbs around your big toe, folding forward. You get the same benefits if you're just folding forward and having your hands on your thighs, on your knees, really drawing in your belly and shifting your weight forward. Breathing deeply, straightening your knees, your legs as much as you can. Inhale, look up. Exhale, now you can place your hands underneath your foot if you can, or you just hold your fingers again on your calves or thighs or knees. But otherwise, you come fully into Baddha Hastasana, which is the easiest version of a handstand. You're standing on your hands, drawing in your belly, breathing deeply. Inhale, looking forward, placing your hands by your hips. Maybe you have to bend your knees a little bit, or with straight knees, rising up all the way, feet together. Catch your breath. Now, you can get the block if you can, or if you don't have a block, get a pillow, a footstool or something that you can place your hand on if you need to. You might have to try this out. You're going to step with your right leg to the side. Your left leg looks to the side, looking forward. And now you're just going to bend on the waist, trying to keep your lower body as straight and stationary as possible, just bending from the hips. Now try to place your right hand onto your right chin, knee, thigh, and bending only from the waist. Really opening up your chest here and moving your shoulders backward, keeping your hands on your thigh. Stay here and breathe. Now you can also place a block by your side on the outside of your right foot, and maybe even lifting your left hand upward and looking upward. Now it will not do you any good to open up your arm too wide and to the back. The opening comes from the shoulder blade. Now you can shift the block to a lower level if that's possible, or you can place your hand onto your foot and try it without the block, or maybe you don't have one. Again, I demonstrated how it is. If you shift your hand back, it won't do any good. The rotation comes really from the shoulder and from the shoulder blade. Maybe you're able to look all the way up, which is harder on the balance. You have to draw in your belly. Rise up on the inhale. Now we're gonna switch legs. Maybe you have to place your block onto the other side. And your left leg faces forward now. Opening up your arms, and we're going to try this again, really opening up the side. Your feet stay stable and stationary, and you're just shifting your weight. Again, opening up to the side bend now, placing your hands on your upper thigh, on your chin. Maybe looking down, opening up your shoulder here. Drawing in your belly and really getting a good foundation with your legs, feeling the floor underneath you. Maybe you can go further, or you stay here. With a block, you can open further on the highest level, or maybe moving it to any kind of lower level. Really drawing in your belly and breathing deeply. Try the lower level, or again, shift the block out of the way and place your hands onto your foot, on your ankle. Maybe lift your upper arm all the way up and look up if you can. Draw in your belly, straightening your legs. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Always adjust the pose to your level. Now look down, rise up all the way, inhale. And we're going to move into a different position now. To a different version of Trikonasana. Now we're placing the block on the inside of the foot, the right foot that is facing forward and the left leg a little turned out. Now the hips line forward. Stretch up with your left hand, placing the hands either on the block and then turning your upper body towards that right foot and upward. It's a little bit of a twist. Now you can also place your hands right directly over your foot, over your toes. That's how I learned it. And you either leave your right hand on your hip, or you're straightening up that arm and even looking upward. This twist is really difficult, especially to hold at the beginning with a balance, but keep at it. It's gonna get better over time with practice. You really need to engage your core muscles here. Turn to the other side, the block on the inside, this time of the left leg, hips move forward, right arm stretches upward, and then onto that block, twisting, really keeping your hips, your feet straight and aligned, drawing in that belly and twisting. Again, the shoulder is opening up towards the sky. Maybe you look up. Maybe you don't need that block and you can place your hand over your toes. And maybe you can straighten up your arm and even look up. This is a hard twist, really keeping your stability, your core strength, breathing deeply and opening up your chest towards heaven, towards the sky. Now coming down, opening up your arms, step forward, come to standing in front of your mat. Now again, maybe you need that block a little on the back of your mat. Place it there if you need to. We're going to go in to Parsvakonasana. Step the feet a little bit further apart. Now again, the right leg looks forward, the other one faces the side of the room. And you can place your right elbow onto your right knee. Keep your hand on your hip or over your ear, straight forward, maybe looking into the palm of your hand. Really drawing that belly, keeping the weight evenly contributed between the front and the back leg. You can also place here a block and put your hand onto the block. This is a little bit deeper and harder. If you're ready for this, you can keep your hand on the block and opening up again. Always drawing in that belly. Making sure you're really having the weight contributed between the front leg and the back, or you place your hand all the way down. And now either twist and keep your left hand on your hip or straightening it up again, looking into the palm of your hand. Rising up on the inhale. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So the left leg faces the front. A little further stance here. You can place your left hand onto your left knee. Really opening up that hip. Again, the shoulder opens up and you're having a straight line of your entire body. The foot, the leg, the hips, all the way up the arm, maybe looking into the palm of your hands. Breathing deeply, you have to engage your core and drawing in your belly. Maybe placing your hand down on the block on the outside of that foot. And then rising up again, you can always keep that arm on your hip, opening up the side body, or placing the hand all the way to the floor and having a straight line, as straight as possible, of the foot and the arm, looking to the palm of your arm if you can hold the balance. Rising up with real strong legs. And now placing your left knee down, right knee comes to the front. You can place your foot down and really shift your weight forward. Now try to fold over the front knee, placing your palms together in the midst of your chest, not your nipple, your chest. And open up. This is a side twist. Try to keep that balance. Maybe you can lift the back leg, that knee off the ground, shifting your weight forward, evenly distributing the weight. You can stay here, or you can place your left hand all the way down, and again lining up your hand by your ear, coming into a deeper twist. If this is not possible, try the easier version. And if you can go even further, you place your foot down all the way facing to the side. Now this is really the hardest version, and it's a really hard pose. a really hard twist that I fall out of all the time yet. Inhale, exhale, moving down the right knee and twisting on the other side. Folding over the knee, looking up. This is the easiest version that you can practice, and even this one is challenging at the beginning. Maybe looking up or looking straight, maybe lifting the knee off the ground and try to hold the balance here. Breathing deeply, deep breaths. Maybe opening up that arm and placing the arm down and the other one by your ear, looking to the palm of the hands and breathing deeply. This is the further version of this really difficult pose. Maybe placing your foot down all the way, which is the most difficult version of this version of Parshvakonasana. Looking to the palm of the hands. Now really engage your legs. Come up and step forward. Now we're moving into the series of Prasarita Padottanasana, stepping your feet really wide apart, and having both feet facing the front of the mat. Inhale, hands to the side, stretching up. Inhale, and now on the exhale, you're going to move forward. Maybe you have to bend your knees a little bit. Make sure they're aligned though with your toes, facing the same direction and folding forward. Maybe you have to place your hands onto your legs or knees. Try not to dangle and move your weight forward. Now, if you can, this is the hardest version, to put your head down all the way. And it took me really a long time to be able to even touch the floor with my head. And shifting the weight forward. Now inhale, looking up, rising with a straight back, hands onto your hips, maybe bending your knees while rising or straight, and really with strength of your legs rising up. Inhale, hands out, exhale onto your hips, inhale, shifting your weight up, and exhale, moving forward, this time with your hands onto your hips, and you might be dangling here. Really engage your feet, really feeling the stableness, the groundedness of your feet on the floor, and try always to shift your weight evenly between the heel and the toes, rising up on the inhale. Inhale, hands stretch out to the side. Exhale, placing them behind your back, and I'm going to turn around to show you. Now you're placing your hands outward, which is harder, or turn them around, which I show you later. And again, you're folding forward with straight legs. Make sure you always pull up the knees. It's like the feeling of pulling them up that makes your legs straighter. If you can, your head will touch the ground or it will just dangle. The easier version I show you now, which is the palms together, and you will be able to move a little bit deeper into the shoulder stretch, the shoulder opener. Draw on your belly here, engage the core, and rise up all the way. Exhale. Last pose. Inhale, hands to your hips. Exhale, straight down. Now either placing your hands on your calves, on your chins, or with your peace fingers again in your thumb, you're going to grab your toe again and move forward. Now make sure your elbows don't go forward too much, but draw them in. Placing your head down if you can, or they dangle again. Like in the first version of this forward fold, just placing your hand on your chins. This is the complete version. And it took me a long time to be able to do this. Inhale, rising up, looking forward. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, rising all the way up and stepping forward. Now we're going to come in Parsvottanasana. Hands behind your back, grabbing your elbows, opposite elbows. This is the easier version, or you do a prayer position but on your back, which is harder. Now placing your right foot facing the back of your mat and the hips really align forward. Now you have to make sure when you bend and fold forward that right leg that you're not shifting to one side, but your weight is evenly contributed between the left and the right foot. Then you open up, try to open up your shoulders and open up further. Your head does not have to touch the front leg, but it can. Inhale, rise up. And we move straight to the other side without loosening the grip of either the elbows or the prayer pose. Folding forward, really engaging. Both hips need to be aligned on one line. Make sure that your right hip is not moving back or too much forward. And try to become aligned as possible. Drawing in your belly again, your core is always engaged. And breathing deeply. Inhale, rising up all the way. And stepping to the front of your mat, coming into balancing poses. Utthita Hasta Padangustasana is the next pose, shifting your weight onto the left leg and holding on to your right knee as much as possible. Keep the balance here, really focusing on a point on the on the floor or forward, and then moving the leg to the side, opening up the hip as much as you can. Holding this balancing pose. Breathing deeply. Now come forward again. Stay again. Do this pose again. Or you straightening out the leg all the way, grabbing the big toe and then folding forward. But if you can't, hold on to that knee again. And do the same exercise again. If you can, you shift your weight to the side, opening up that hip, and it is hard sometimes and you fall out of it. I do all the time. And you look to the side if you can, holding on, keeping that balance. Some days it's easier than others. Shifting your weight forward again, folding forward. And now, even if you grabbed your knee, straight out your leg and try to hold it, really engage your core. Lifting your leg with your core muscles, breathing and placing the right foot down. Now shifting to the right leg, grabbing your left knee, hold the position here, hold that balance. This is always the easier version that you can come back to. And now opening up the hip to the side, looking forward. Don't be afraid if you're falling out of the pose. It's okay. Come slowly back to it. Now do this again, or grab your big toe, and you can, if you can, straighten your leg all the way, keep it bent and maybe fold forward as much as you can. Breathing deeply, engaging your core. And then your hip is opening up to the side. And again, trying to keep your balance. And maybe you look to the side. It is a challenging pose. And it is okay if you lose the balance. Again, fold forward and let go of that leg, straightening out the leg if you have. Hold on to the knee. And really engage your core muscles, drawing in that belly. Now shift your weight over to the other side. We go to Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. You're going to fold your right leg over the left knee and bend your knee. Keep your back straight and fold your hands in front of your heart. This is the easiest version of this pose. Now, if you can, you come further or you do this exercise, this pose again. If you come into a half lotus and you can have half lotus, you bind from behind, grabbing the big toe. Don't worry if it doesn't work on the first time, and then you slowly fold all the way forward. If this is too advanced, always be willing to step back, because it's not a competition. It's about you developing into the pose, and there's no rush. Folding forward, drawing in your belly and breathing deeply. Now looking forward, try really to keep that balance and rise up and place your foot down. Shift your weight to the other side, to the right leg now, which is the base. Fold your left leg over that knee and bend your knee with the back straight. Fold your hands in front of your heart and focusing on one point. Breathing deeply. Repeat this pose again, or you go further and you can get actually into a half lotus, opening up your hip a little bit. You can draw your foot a little bit towards your chest first, placing your foot down and binding from behind, grabbing that toe with the two peace fingers and the thumb, and then folding all the way forward. And breathing deeply, drawing in that belly. Keeping courage, keeping a quiet, peaceful mind. Just breathing. Looking forward, catch your balance and rise up all the way as gracefully as you can. Place your foot down. And you have done the standing balancing poses. Inhale, rise up, exhale, and you fold forward. It looks like we're going to go into sun salutation, but you will see it's a little bit different. Inhale, step back through plank, through push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. We're flowing through the positions now. Step forward into Utkatasana, chair pose. We have done this before. Opening up your arms either shoulder width apart or the palms facing together, looking up and breathing deeply. Folding forward on the exhale. Inhale, rising up, back straight. Exhale, step or hop back. Inhale, upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. And then moving into Virabhadrasana, which is warrior one. Both hips facing forward, placing hands in front of your heart, and then maybe upward, looking up. Make sure that you're tucking your tailbone under and you're drawing in your belly. You need to engage your core. Fully strong legs, and then you move to the other side. Both hips facing forward, hands in front of your heart, and then rising up. Tailbone tucks under, ribs tuck under, belly tucks in. Keeping the strength. This is a warrior pose. Strong and courageous. Now, moving your feet a little bit further apart, you can go deeper in, tucking in your tailbone and drawing in your belly, and then you're gonna stretch your arms apart from each other, looking over. Here, the left arm, holding the pose, look where you're facing, strong warrior. And coming up, moving to the other side. This time your right leg faces forward, bending your knees, tailbone tucked in, belly tucked in. Stretching really your arms apart, your shoulders apart, looking over the right hand. Your shoulders are drawn back. Make sure they're always away from the ears. Breathing deeply, cartwheel your hands down, coming again through vinyasa into upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. We're flowing through here. And then you step up or you jump through if you're further advanced, sitting down. And your legs are straight out. Now, if you need to place a blanket underneath your knees because they cannot be all the way straight, your knees hurt, do that. Otherwise, sit up as tall as you can. This is called Dandasana. Relax your feet. You don't press your feet towards your body, but you sit up as straight as you can, pulling in your belly. Now, inhale, rise up, and exhale, placing your hands on your thighs, on your knees, on your chins, and moving forward, or you're grabbing your toes again with your peace fingers and your thumb and folding all the way down. And it is okay to round your back. There's two versions of doing this, the straight back or the rounded. I would like you to round your back here so it's easier on your legs. And if you need to have that folded blanket underneath your knees, do that. You hold this pose. This is called Paschimottanasana. And on the next inhale, you rise up, and maybe you can go a little further and have your hands all the way around your feet or fold your hands in front of your feet. But this took me also quite a while to do. So don't worry about it, how much you're folding forward as long as you're folding forward. Breathing deeply and drawing in the belly. Always breathing and getting the energy flowing through your body. Now on the inhale, you look up, maybe straighten up your back. Inhale, rise up all the way. And then you're going to cross your legs if you can. Shift your weight back into a plank position. Come down through Chaturanga Tandasana into upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. And again, you hop up or you step, placing your weight forward, step up. And then we're going to come with a block into Sarvangasana. If you cannot do the shoulder stand, the Sarvangasana, you can do this version where you place a block or a pillow underneath your hips so your hips are higher than your heart, and you just raise your legs up, maybe even against a wall so it's easier to hold them up. This is the easiest version, but if you can, of course, we move into a full shoulder stand, which you see here. And you come into as straight position as it is possible for your body and for this moment of time. Relaxing your head and never looking to the side if you're in this pose. This is not good for your neck. Concentrate on your throat, breathing deeply, relaxing your feet and your calves. You can actually really engage your butt muscles and your thighs, but you can also relax here and just hold the pose. Slowly coming down, engaging your core muscles, using your core, placing your feet down slowly. I want you to again engage that core. And then you place your feet apart and come into the most important pose, which is Savasana. Now, this was not the full Ashtanga primary first series. This was just an introduction. Savasana is really important for you to adjust to all the work that you have done, to let it process in your body and to let go and to be able to refresh. whenever I skip Shavasana, I do not feel as refreshed after my practice as if I go into a long Shavasana, which is only laying down and not doing anything, leaving yourself alone, leaving your breath alone, and just letting go, and feel free to put on some great music, to put a blanket over you and stay here best for 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to shorten it up here a little bit, but you can stay as long as I did. And I know during this video I got bitten by some kind of bug. This is why I'm not coming as gently out of Shavasana as I would like to have. But I'm sure this is not happening to you at your home practice. So just let go and relax. And then slowly, you can slowly stretch up and come out of Shavasana. And then maybe you want to hug your knees in at the end of your Shavasana and just shift your weight from side to side, which is really nice for your back. And then maybe you roll to one side and lay here just for a couple of seconds, breathing and deeply coming back to your body. Sitting up nice and tall. And I thank you for practicing with me. If you like this video, please like it, comment on it, and click to my follow button if you want to see more of my videos in the future. You can always place suggestions down. I love to hear from you. Thank you for practicing with me, Jesus Yoga. Wish you a great day.